Today, I'm gonna be discussing the benefits of ceramic window tint over factory tint. We've got a 2025 Chevy Tahoe in the shop, and despite having factory tint on the back glass, we're gonna be putting our ceramic tint over it. Technically, there is no such thing as factory film. Car manufacturers don't tint glass, they smoke it. You can see on this 2025 Chevy Tahoe that there are no film edges on the sides, which means that this back glass is smoked, not tinted. So why is this customer still paying us to tint over this smoked glass? Factory smoked glass, like you're seeing on these rear windows, doesn't actually provide any protection. It's just darker glass. With that, your interior is still gonna get hot and UV rays are still gonna damage your seats, plastics, and your dashboard. Today, we're gonna be tinting the back windows with 35% ceramic tint and the front windows with 20% ceramic tint to help add some protection and give the car a little bit more privacy. The customer's goal was a more comfortable driving experience and added privacy. Let's make that happen.
Let me show you exactly how we tint a vehicle from start to finish. Every step matters here, not just for how it looks today, but for how long it lasts. We're gonna hand cut the film today, partly because that's how we were trained, but also because it lets us get a perfect edge on each window. It takes a little more time, but it gives us full control over the fit. For these side windows, we're gonna start by marking the edges of the glass using a white Sharpie, then roll the window down to expose the top edge and make a precise cut along it. No one sees the top edge 99% of the time, but it's exposed when the windows gets rolled down, so it's still important we make it perfect. After we rough cut the film on the window, we're going to bring it over to our peel board. Sometimes we also use our glass garage doors, which also work great. This gives us a clean surface to trim and finalize the shape before it goes on the window. We'll clean up the edges, double check the top cut, and make sure everything is ready for install. A clean cut here makes for a cleaner install later. Now that we're done cutting, we're going to go back to the window with our film. Once the film is laid on the outside of the glass, we're going to shrink it to conform to the natural curve of the window. All windows, and especially the windshield, have a slight curve that needs to be accounted for when we are installing the window film. As we apply heat along the bottom of the film using our heat gun, you'll notice that these little fingers or ridges start to pop up along the bottom edge. That's exactly what we're working out. We use our heat gun and a hard plastic card to push those fingers down and out of the bottom of the film. This step is what makes sure the film lays perfectly flat and also makes installing it much easier. Before we can install anything, the glass has to be completely clean. We're going to use a scrub pad with a soap and water solution to break down any dirt, dust, or grime on the windows. I make sure to use my blue tri-edge to get into the side seals as well. It's also super important to remove any stickers or adhesive residue using a razor blade. Then we can squeegee off all the dirty water, and in between passes, we'll clean the blade to avoid contamination. These steps will ensure the window is 100% clean before we lay the film. The film is cut, shaped to the glass, and the glass is clean. So now we're ready to install. We're going to spray a soap and water slip solution on the inside of the window first, and then go over to our film. Here we're going to peel the liner back about 1/3 of the way down, spray more slip solution, and then carefully transfer it over to the vehicle. Once it's on the glass, we position it exactly where it needs to go and squeegee out all the soap and water from the center out. This removes the solution and helps to lock the film in place. After that, we'll tuck the edges of the film behind the seals to make sure everything sits flush and looks just like it came from the factory. One final step for the side windows now that we're done with the install. I'm going to clean both the outside and inside of the glass and double check my work to make sure everything looks great. For the sunroof, we're going to follow a similar process. Once we have laid the film out, we want to make sure all the fingers are going side to side. Window film can only be shrunk horizontally, not up and down, so we want to make sure we position those fingers correctly before we heat shrink. Next, just like the side windows, we will shrink those fingers out to get the film to lay perfectly flat. Now we're going to clean the inside of the sunroof using a scrub pad and once again squeegee away all the dirty water. Once the glass is clean, we can install the film. As you can see, the steps for the side windows are basically the same for the sunroof.
So we're all finished up tinting the windows on the Chevy Tahoe. Now that we're done, the owner will notice a significant difference in the privacy, a cooler driving experience, a more clean and consistent look throughout the vehicle, and UV protection to help protect her seats from fading and the plastics from cracking. It's a simple upgrade, but it's gonna make a huge difference in the end. I can't wait to hand this over to her and see what she thinks.